Hello everyone, welcome to Software Quality Assurance Training. My name is Narendra Chaudhary and I hope you all are enjoying with my video. So we have completed our first number one, we have completed QA, the concept of software testings. We have also completed the sequels, right, which is very important in our real time. We also started working on QA process, right? We are still continuing understanding, learning QA process, which is QA life cycle. And we in last video we have completed software development life cycle, right? Last video we have completed this one. From today, in today video we will be completing software testing life cycle, right? So as I said earlier that we have completed this one QA process life cycles, which is software development life cycle. And in software development life cycle, these are the different phases that we have learned. And during learning these phases, we have also learned what is TRD, right? What is technical uh, requirement document? What is the FRD? What is the BRD? Design document, what is the metadata, right? So and how exactly that looks like. So all those things we have learned in our previous video, right? During learning, while we are learning the software development life cycle, we have learned all these phases of software development. Along with that, we also learn the technical requirement document, business requirement document, uh, test plan sorry, metadata layout, CFD layout, and all those things we learn. That means that is using that will be used that was useful for development type. I mean the software development life cycle process, right? So in today's video is also QA process, right? So in today's video we will be learning software testing life cycle, and these are the different phases of software testing life cycle. So what are the different phases of software testing life cycle? There is a requirement analysis, test planning, test designing, test execution, result analysis, and RTM process. We will be learning each and every steps in detail along with the different activity, different section what we are going to do in each area. So here in today's topics, along with the software testing life cycle, while understanding and while learning the software testing life cycle, we will also cover the various phases of software testing life cycle that we just see in our earlier slides. And also while learning this, we'll be also learning test planning, test plan document, how the test plan document looks like, why we preparing, right? And how we preparing. So I'll be showing the test plan document. Also, I'll be also showing the test cases, which is also some company they are saying as a use cases, some company they are saying test scenario. So we'll be also discussing about that one. Then we also want to discuss the test result. What is the test result mean and why we prepare the test result, test report, right? Similarly, we're gonna learn the defect report, and then the last we're gonna learn the requirement traceability matrix RTM. What is the meaning of this? So in today's video, we're gonna learn all this topic, right? Let's start from the various phases of the software testing life cycle. But before they start this one, I would like to request to everyone, please go ahead and watch the previous video, which was software development life cycle. Without understanding the concept of software development life cycle, it will be little bit hard for you all. So please go ahead and watch the previous video. If you don't know, in below you can see the link for the previous video. All right, here. So what is software testing life cycle? So a software testing life cycle, I forgot to put the definition, but I will give you in clear navigation in two line, right? So software testing life cycle. So software testing is the process, right? Software testing is the process we are identifying the problems, and if there is the problem, we're trying to document them and fix them, right? This is the software testing. But what is the life cycle? The life cycle means while doing the software testing, right? To do the software testing, what are the different steps that we have to follow? It's called software testing life cycle. So in the first steps, requirement analysis, right? So as you learn during the development life cycle, once the requirement gathers and requirements ready for testing, once the testing team they receive the requirement, when the testing team receive the business requirement or TRD requirement or FRD requirement, design document, all the document that was prepared by the business analyst, once the testing team receive the document, they will analyze it, like they will try to understand. So let's read here. In this phase, QA team may interact with various stakeholders like clients, business analysts, technical leads, system artists, understand the requirement in detail. In that phases, testing team will be knowing what to test, how to test, right? So during the require, and this cycle is only for the testing team, all right? Development cycle means while doing the development life cycle, there is testing team, BA team, development team, QA team, everybody. But in software testing life cycle, this whole process is held by only the tester teams, right? So in these phases, tester will understand what to do, how to do, and why we are doing, right? All those questions answer will be get answered while requirement analysis, right? Once we analysis our requirement, once we came to know what we need to do and how we need to do, we are going to make a plan, right? Because when you know something, when you want to do something and when you know how to do, you will be making a plan, right? So once requirement analysis done, then second step, we will move test planning, right? A test plan is the document, right? Test planning. A test plan is a document detailing the objectives, resource, and process for a specific test for a software or a hardware or a product, anything, right? So test plan, I'm going to give you a simple way. A test plan is the detailed document in where you will be mentioning what product are you going to develop, what software are you going to develop, what application, anything that you going to be developed. I will give you clear example after this headline complete. The plan typically contains the detailed understanding of the eventual workflow, how what we are doing and how that work going to be done. Will be understanding everything. Test plan is more or less like a blueprint of how the testing activity is going to take place in a project. The test plan include the project name, right? While preparing the test plan, in the test plan, then need to have the project name. There is scopes, in scope, out scope, assumptions, tools, resources, entry and exit criteria, requirement detail, dependencies, reviewers, approval, contributors, so many things. So a test plan is a document. In that documents, these are the basic things that need to be included, like who is going to test, right? What you are going to test, who prepared the BRD, who prepared the test plan, what is the project ID, when the project ID was created, what tool are going to use, right? All those things will be mentioned in the test plan document, and test plan document prepared by test lead, not by tester, not by manager. Test plan document is prepared by a test lead. So this document will be created by test lead. I just now said, and for example, I have the document. I will show you how the test plan document looks like. Okay, so this is our test plan document. As I told you, a test plan document is include the project ID. So here, if you see, this is the clear example of test plan document. As you know, our business requirement document in earlier classes, we have learned our business requirement document. Based upon the business requirement document, we have to prepare test plan document. And what I have prepared here, so as I know, my see test plan document for the project ID 12345. Project name is NCIT Service Data Migration is the project name, and who is the business owner, who is the main responsible for whole project is the project owner name Ram K. Project manager, who is the manager, right? Then I put project manager name, testing manager, project code and project release, when the project testing going to be done, when the project going to be released. So we put release 1 2021, right? And as I told you, these are the detailed information in this document. All the detailed information will be included. So introduction, in the first phase, what is the test plan mean, what is the overall meaning of test plan, what, why we are doing that. So here, this is a brief introduction of workflow, how the project is going to be held, how the project is going to be taken care of that. So this information. Then we have to put the version number, right? Is this document is a first time created or it is a modified document, right? Is that document has been modified before or not, or this is new? So what I do, like for example, version number 1, and this document was created on this date, and who has created by Narendra, right? Nare, and it is a new story, right? So there should be a version's name. Then there should be approval. Once the business requirement created by business analyst, right? We prepare the test plan document, and the test lead will prepare the test plan document. And then once he prepares the document, he will be sending to the product owner, business owner, and testing manager to accept the document and say that yes, this is good. But main thing that you need to look in a test plan is scope of testing, right? Main thing, this is very important. Any test plan document, you have to look what is the main scope of the testing. Based upon the main scope, based upon the main scope, these approval people will see the testing scope and they will approve or they will reject. If they approve, then we want to start the further testing, right? So what is my testing approach? As you know that in our business requirement document, we are migrating the data from source into target, right? And in source, we have three tables, right? Person table, client table, location table, and we are moving the data from these three tables into employee table, right? So during the moving, our scope is the count validations, referential validation, duplicate and null validation, field to field validations, and edit validation. This is our scope during the validations. So we put our scope. Outscope. Outscope means you have something in your business requirement document, but that is not required to test in this release, in this sprint, in this session. That is called out of scope. All right. Similarly, objective. What is the object of this document? Why do we need to do this one? So here, main object of this document is ensure the application under test and conform to the functional and non-functional requirement. Ensure that UAT meets the quality of the defined by the client, right? Make sure any defect, any bugs, any issues should be fixed before it's go into the live. Live means before it's go to the production, before it's go to the end user, right? So these are things also going to be, this is also included in the test plan document. And in test plan document, who else going to involve, who else going to involve? So here QA analyst will be there, test manager will be there, configuration manager will be there, developer will be there, installation team will be there, and some more people will be there, right? So these, if any people is going to involve here, we have to put their name. This is just sample I have given. In your project might be some other people name, right? So you have to put this one. And here, what kind of project methodology that the company is using? Either it will be waterfall, either it will be agile. So it depends, right? What 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 the method that your company using. Based upon that, just let we put only one of those, right? Similarly, What is the priority bug or defect range? What is the priority of getting bugs? If you, while during the testing time, if you find some problem, how the problem will be going to be taken care, right? How the problem is going to be taken care of that. So what I listed here, if the defect is very critical, if defect is very dangerous, then in that situation, that defect, that problem need to fix within 12 hours. If defect is high, then problem need to solve in 24 hours. And almost most of the company, they have this standard policy of the fixing of defect. So once your defect got fixed and you gonna retest, right? Why? How do you know your testing has been complete, right? You have to mention this one. So here you define the criteria that will deem your testing complete. For instance, few criteria to check test completeness would be the 100% test coverage. Whatever test case that you have created, make sure all the test cases are ran successfully and pass with 100%. All the manual test cases or automated test cases has need to be executed, right? All the open defects are fixed or will be fixed in next release. All those things need to be documented clearly in order to saying that I am done my testing. All right. Similarly, test deliverable. So once you done the testing, right, and testing team will prepare a document and he will send the document to the business management team, right, in upper management team, saying that hey, here is the proof that I have done. So what are the proof that we have to show at the end of the testing? So proof is that we need to have this document that we have prepared, that is called test plan document. We have to create test case document, that is also we have to provide to the upper management team. We have to provide requirement traceability matrix, bug report, test strategy, test matrix, customer signups. So some company they're not, that means you don't have to provide everything, but some company provide test plan, test case, and RDM. Some company provide the test matrix, depend on the company policy and company uh, rules, right? But these are the basic document that tester will provide after testing has been completed, right? And then you have to mention that what are the resources, right? What are the resources, which environment testing going to be done? So the resources means we have requirement, we need a test management tool. It could be ALM, it could be Jira, it could be quality center, it could be Excel, right? Similarly, we need to have bug tracking tool. If you found a problem, where are you going to implement those problems? So it could be ALM, Jira, QC, Excel. These tools is going to be used for test case management tool. And what are the tools? What are the tools that you are going to use for testing? It could be Selenium, Java, QTB, SQL Server, so many tools. Whatever tools are you going to use, right? And required, and here I put required to test the project. So based upon your project policy, your company policy, all the information that you will need in order to test, everything will be mentioned here. And which environment are you going to test? So it could be QA, it could be SIT environment, it could be UAT, it could be developer environment. So most of the time, a testing team will test their requirement in QA environment and in system environment. Sometimes they will do testing in UAT environment, right? So these are the things. In the last, we put the terms and acronyms. That means the terms and acronym means sometimes we write the in short form the words. What is the meaning of that word? So that is called terms and acronyms. So here, like QA, what does the QA mean? To quality analyst. SIT. What does SIT means? System integration testing, right? So all the acronyms you're going your team's lead is going to mention everything here. All right. So I hope you guys understand what is the business. Sorry, what is the test plan document? All right. Now, now, all right. Now let's go to our slide again. So we understand what is the test plan document. Simple. A test plan document is a document prepared by the test lead, in which document it will be mention all the project information. Along with that, what will be the in scope, what will be the out scope, what is our scenario, what kind of testing are we going to do, what environment, how many resources will be there, what tools are you going to use, right? All those things will be mentioned into test plan document. Next topic says, so we understand here what is the test plan document, right? So once this test plan document created, all right, number three. So let's understand number three. Once a test plan document created and sent to the business analyst or product owner or test manager, once they approve, right? Approve means they will agree that yes, oh, these are the things that we are going to test. The testing team will going to test. So once the test plan created and approved by the upper management team, testing team will start creating the test cases. So what is the test cases mean? You can say creating the test cases or designing the test cases. Both are same things. This is technical word that some company will say. All right. So what is the test cases? What is the test case creation mean? Let's understand. All right. A test case, a test design is a set of the action executed to verify a particular features or functionality of your software application. A test case contains test case ID, test name, test requirement description, test designer, test application, test subject, test type, test steps, test execution, expected result, actual result, status, comment, and so many things. Based upon the based upon the company requirement, a test case will be cover all those heading. But what does the test case mean? I will tell you by example. Test case means, let me give a clear example. For example, if you want to buy a car, right? You do planning. First you analyze what car should I buy. Then you plan. I would like to buy the car up to like 50,000 or 30,000. You plan. Based upon the plan, you will think when I go and buy for the car, you will be thinking and you will be analyzing. After analysis, you will be planning. I will buy this car and I will be trying to pay this much. You make a plan, right? Once your plan is done, when you go to buy the car, you will be thinking that I will be testing the cars this feature, I'll be testing the cars this features, right? All the feature. So whatever things you are thinking to test, just implement in a document. That is called test cases. So test cases means what are the specific tasks are you going to do for the specific application is called test cases. A test cases is nothing but it is the written word or written sentence of an application that what are you going to do in each and every step of that application or that software or hardware or anything. That is called test cases, right? Let's understand the with example. All right. So here I have prepared the example. So this is called test case document. In the test case document, again you have to mention all the project name that just now we discussed in our test plan document. Project information, manager information, right? All those things. And this is the actual test cases. All right. This is the actual test case. And as I earlier said, test case will contain all the details. Requirement ID, test case ID, test description, test case name, test case steps, expected result, and if that is SQL thing, then place your query here. What is the actual result? What is the status? Who testing? When testing? And what are the comments? Right. So, for example, let's discuss it. As you understand our BRD, that BRD said there is three source table in our master database. We are migrating from master database into our ETL QA database in employee table. We clearly understand yesterday video, we clearly understand from the BRD, and from today video, we understand what to test, right? So in test, whatever area that we mentioned in our test plan document, that is what we are going to do here. So in, as I think you guys remember that just now we discussed in our test plan document, we will be doing the count validation, we will be doing the referential validations, null and duplicate validations, and field to field validations and edit validations. So all those things, if you mention like this kind of document, That is called test case document. So what is my first test case? Let me explain about what is my first test case. My first test requirement ID, I put BUR, business requirement 1, which is here. If you see here, business requirement 1, see here, business requirement 1, here, see here, business requirement 1, count validation. So based upon the test plan document, we will be creating our test case document. So business requirement 1, I give the requirement ID, and test ID you can put anything. So I put 1. And what are you going to do here in description? Count validations. Give the name. What the name of your test case? So I give TC underscore 01 underscore count validation. This is the basic what is called basic rule of writing the test cases. Always write test cases every word with underscores, underscore, underscore. Join your multiple word with underscore. Most of the client, most of the company, they are doing like that way. Don't put a space, okay, like that. And how many steps are there? So I put only one step, but there could be in each test case, there could be so many steps. And what I'm thinking to test, I'm thinking that makes your spelling wrong, makes your count between source and target are same as per mapping sheet. In yesterday, I mean in previous video, we have learned what is the mapping sheet, right? So it says our goal says make sure the count between all three tables and employee table should be same. For that, we have to write a SQL query. So you write SQL query, paste it here. I have not written yet, but while during the when we do the real-time project practice, that time I'll paste all the query here. So please be available for watching those video. All right. So I have not watched, I have not implement the SQL query here, but here we are going to put the SQL query in query. Then once you create a SQL query, you will be copy paste and run the SQL query into your database and see if the count or match or not. If match, then you can say yes, the count between all three tables and count of target are same. If you say here's everything, if you write same, then it make a pass. It will be become pass, right? It become pass. And when you test it, you write the date. So date will be like, for example, 2021, right? 02, you can say 20th. And if not pass, what was the problem? So for example, if the count is not matching, count get fail and write a defect. All right. So these are the things that we have to mention like that. So basic things. Some people these documents they upload into Quality Center, into ALM, into Jira. But as you know that we don't have access for all those things, we are going to maintain our all the test cases into the Excel sheet. All right. So this is the simple example of test cases. Almost every client they are following this rule. All right. So I hope you understand what is test case. Let me repeat you again. The test case is a simple document in where these are the heading included, and a test case means it is the set of the tasks, it is the set of the work, it is the set of the action that you are going to perform in order to validate the specific application. For example, I have given like if you want to buy the car, you'll go to the car dealer center, you will be testing. For example, you say, I will test that is steering is working fine or not. So that is one test cases. I'll be testing that the gear, back gear, front gears are working or not. That is another test case. Simple. So whatever you are going to do, right? That is the test cases. And once you did it, are you seeing whatever you want? Are you happy with what you want? If yes, then test case pass. If no, then test case fail. And when you fail, you'll be knowing why it failed because you are thinking that this will be like this, but now this is this. So this is a fail. All right. So I hope you understand test cases. Let's go to the number 4 topic. Then text execution, right? As I told you, test case done, but one column we have left here. The column we left here. G and H. G and H will be filled during the G H, I, J, K, and L. These from this, right? These column will fill during the execution times, and from A to F will be filled during the test case creation time. So these all will be done already done during the test case creation. All right. Now during the testing time, we will be creating a SQL query and we'll be running the SQL query and we'll updating if that is pass or fail, who have tested and time all those things, right? So this is what test case execution. Once let's read once after oh, sorry, once after the code build is released into QA is ready with the test case document. QA will start executing the test case against the application as per test plan and test case document and test case document. So here, what is the meaning of this? That means while you preparing your test cases, development team will be preparing their code, right? Once they prepare their code, once they develop the product, and when your test case is ready based upon your test plan document, you will be start testing that. You will be start testing based upon your test plan and test cases. That is called execution. So during the execution time, right, document test result and log defect for the fail, map defect, test case RTM, retest defect fix, tracking defects in disclosure. So during the testing time, what are the tasks that you are going to do? We will be preparing the test document result. We'll be logging a defect for the failed test case, right? So when during this time, we'll preparing the test result document. We will logging the defect if any defect got failed. We'll map the defect if any. We will map the defect to our test cases if any defect found. We will retest the defect if defect got fixed again. We will retest defect and track the defect to the disclosure. These are the tasks to be performed during the testing time. So when you test, right, after testing, let's see we found the defects, right? We found the defect. What kind of how we track the defect? How we test? What is the test result document? What is the defect report document? Let's understand with example. All right. So here I have prepared what is called test result document. So as again, a test result document is the document where all the project information given. Along with that, you have to implement all the test cases, their expected result, their actual result, along with the screenshot, along with the proof. So how do I know that? Like some people tested my test cases, and how do I know that, right? So here this document is proof that we have tested successfully. So here again we put all the information about the project here, right? And then if all the test cases pass, put as a green. If all test cases fail, put as red. And if some pass, some fail, put as the yellow. So for example here, in my first test case, we as you say that we're gonna test the count validation. So here you have to just write in first test case number one, and what you are going to do here. So count validation and uh, what is your goal. So what I'm saying, validate the count between source and target. The count between source and target should be same, right? As per mapping sheet. So here you have to place your query here. Any SQL queries, you have to place your SQL query here. All right, like for example, select, store, right? All those query count, right? Select count, store from target. All right, and similarly, select count from source, right? When you execute this query, all right, when you execute this query, take the snapping tool, take the snapping tool, right? Take the snapping tool and get the picture of this like that and paste it here. All right, I'm giving example. All right, I'm giving one example. You write your source query, right? Source, write target query, see the count are same, take a snapping tool, put your picture here, like this proof. See here, I pasted here. All right. So see picture I pasted screenshot here. Where is gone? Let me see here. See. So here you paste your screenshot. For example, if I test with example we learn during the real-time project, but for now just understand that each steps, write the what you are doing in each step, place your SQL queries, and once you execute, take a screenshot, take a picture of that, put it here for each scenario. Similarly, requirement 2, test case 2 says referential integration validation, where a minus b or b minus a on primary key. So what it says, validate all primary keys that are in target are also present in source, and all primary keys that are in source are also present in target as per mapping sheet. Again write query, again press screenshot. Similarly for all the five test cases, you have to do like that way. All right. In the last, if any issues, if you found any bugs, any issues, report it here. Like for example, if count is not matched, then you can say count, counts are not matching, right? Matching, right, like that. Okay, and then save this one, and this will prove you that then once you're done testing you can pass this document, and upper management team will see that yes, he has tested, he has put the proper screenshot, he has write a proper SQL queries, and testing is good. But for example, if you find an issue, if you found a problem, if you found the bugs, how you're going to take care of that bug, right? So here the bug report here. If you found the defect, that is defect report. Again, in defect report, you have to mention your all the detail of the project that here. And I'm giving an example. For example, my count is not matching. For example, my count is not matching. So here the basic thing that you have to include in a defect. First number, write a defect name. I write a summary of defect. What is the actual output that you found, and what is the expected output that you are hoping? What is SQL queries, and put the screenshot. So for example, I have given here, let's see my count is not matching. Then I put defect ID 1, and I say counts are not matching between source and target. This is my defect heading. Okay. My defect heading is, my problem heading is my problem, or my, you can say problem, or you can say issue, or you can say defect, right? So first step saying my counts are not matching between source and target, right? And then summary, you summary, in summary also you can put same thing. So here the count between person table, here you can mention actual thing. See, the count between person tables and employee table are not matching. So we know the person table is a source table and employee table is the target table, and I am saying that the count between person table and employee table is not same. I write this one. But what is the actual result scheme when you run the query, when you execute the SQL query? What is the actual result came? So actual result, the count between person table and employee table are not matching. That means source table has this number of count. We can say maybe 50,000, right? Source table have this number of count, and target table have this number of count. X number, any number that when you run, you'll be seeing that, right? Because at that count is not matching. So how to know? Count between person table and expected result. What is your hope? The count between person table and employee table should match as per the BRD, as per the mapping sheet. But count is not matching. And you will be writing query again. Select count start from source, select count start from target, see the result, and take a screenshot, put it here. That is simple defect report for one test cases. Similarly, if you found the other defect, let's see if you found the field to field validation where one field from source is not matching another field from target, you have to write similar way for all the failed test cases. So this is the basic defect report for each one test case, and that I give an example as a count. All right. I hope you understand what is the defect report, what is the test result report, what is the test plan, what is the test cases, right? So once you test, once the execution is done, once defect place and defect got retested, everything is done, everything is good, then whole team including BA, development, QA, they will do the result analysis based upon the testing. Like once testing is done, at the end of the testing, there will be a meeting going to be held, and in the meeting, testing team will going to explain their test result document. So here let me read this one. Based upon the requirement, the expected value is matching with the actual value or not. Then we mark particular test as a pass or fail. If test case is fail, we report the bug or defect using the bug tracking tool. It could be ALM, it could be Jira. Alright, so that means we will validating each and every test cases, or these test cases, their actual value are matching with expected value or not. If the expected value match, then we'll pass the test case. We put all the screenshot in our test case document, and if the test case is fail, then we log a defect using bug tracking tool, or as of now we don't have bug tracking tool, we maintain our test result defect report in our Word document, right? This is the requirement analysis that we are going to explain about the each and every test cases in this phase. In the last, once the testing is done, everything is done, then we are preparing the RTM. It is called requirement traceability matrix. What does it mean? Let's read and then understand. All right. RTM is also called deliverable document. This document is performed when testing phase is complete. When everything is complete, all the testing is complete, all the defects were fixed, this document will be prepared by the test lead. This document includes the requirement ID, RUQID, test management tool, where did you maintain your test cases, okay, management tool name, test case name, test status, test environment, test executor, and so many column other also based upon the company rules. Some other column will be there in these phases. We'll also prepare the defect report, test result report. We will discuss and with an example. So I already showed you guys defect report and test result report. I already show you guys, but the requirement document, which is RTM, I have not show you, but let me show you also what is the RTM means. Let's understand first. RTM is a document, all right. RTM is a document that is prepared by the test league to make sure that your all the test cases that are mentioned in business requirement document or mentioned in our test plan document are executed successfully, and there is no defects and no any problem. If any problems, if any defects are there and that was not able to fix on time, everything will be clearly mentioned in that document. That is called test, that is called requirement traceability matrix. Requirements, that means your input trace with matrix, that is called requirement traceability matrix. Let's see with an example of that requirement traceability matrix. Let's see how does the RTM looks like. So we already showed here our test cases, right? Based upon the test cases, based upon the what is called business requirement, based upon the test plan document, we already created our test cases, right? Once test cases is done, we prepare the RTM, and RTM is looks like that. For example, my testing is done. What is my requirement? Here also we put RTM for NC IT data migration. We put the project name here. If I forgot to put the project ID, 1 2 3 4 5, right? And then what is the source document, right? So source document, that means what is the business document, right? So business document mention is project name with the business document. So project name is 1 2 3 NCIT service data migration. The project name. What are the business? We have 5 business requirements, right? So I put the business requirement. Then what is the description? What is the main requirement of the business document? What does the business want? So business want, they're trying to data migration from master database into ETL QA database. The main purpose of this business requirement document is they're migrating the data. That means they are transferring the data, they are loading the data, they are moving the data from master database into ETL QA database. That is the main purpose of this requirement document. And where does the test case is going to be taken care? So either you can put in ALM, application lifecycle model, or you can put in Excel. So as of now, we have put in Excel sheet, right? We have put in Excel sheet here. This is our test case. So that is called test management tool. And what environment you testing? So for example, we have in SQL, right? And here in SQL, we have QA environment, ETL QA environment. So I put our all the testing will be done in the QA environment, right? And what are the test case name? So these are the test case name exactly should be same as in your test case document, right? The test name, the test case name should be exactly same as your test case in our test case document. So here, if you see here, this is my test case name. I just copied from my test case document and paste into our RTM document. Similarly, test case ID, right? Test case ID we already mentioned here. Test case ID, if you see 0 here 1 2 3 4 5. So see here same here I put TC1, TC2, TC3, TC4 and TC5. So these are the requirement. All right. So now requirement traceability matrix, right? So we're preparing. So we got all the requirement. Up after executions, after executing all the requirement, all the test case, we'll be knowing that if that is pass or fail. All right, that is pass or fail. So if that is pass, we put pass. If that is fail, we put fail. And for example, let's see if that is fail. If that is fail, our count is fail. For example, let's see if that count is fail. All right. If the count is fail, you might log a defect, right? Because fail means you have to again log a defect. So when you log a defect, what is the defect ID? So defect ID, it could be, let's see, 2. All right. You have to mention the 2. And then again, we have to add one more column, write the comment that the person table have this many count and employee table have this many count. Because of that, this test case is failed. But in RTM, right, even though it's failed, development team need to fix that defect. Once development team fix, then you have to write retest, right? Retest and pass status. This is what you have to mention. This is what you have to mention. First it was failed and the defect was created as defect ID 2. Then we retest, all right. Then we retest and now it passed. So you can see the comment here. You can add the comment here. One comment columns and you have to write the comment. But the actual RTM should be like this, pass, always pass. All right. This is called good RTM and defect should be put NA. All right. Now, so this is called requirement traceability matrix. This is called RTM. And who had been tested? Their tester name should be here. And what is the test command? That means ready for sign up. Now that means we all done the testing, and this testing can be done as a proof of this document, as a proof of test report document, as a proof of test plan document, as a proof of defect report document. These are the document will tell the upper management team that testing team has been completed their testing as per the business requirement. All right. So I hope you all guys understand what we have learned. Okay. So next, the end. Let's recap quickly what we have learned today. So today we have learned the software testing life cycle, right? In software testing life cycle, we have learned the various phases of software testing life cycle, right? Along with that, we have also learned what is test plan document, what is test planning, all right? We learn what is test case, how the test case will look like, all right? We also learn what is the test result document, how it looks like. We also learn what is the defect report, and what we learn the sample of defect report as well. And we also learn what is the RTM, and 5 we prepare the RTM. And we also, so in the finally, After testings, these are documents will be prepared by the test lead and sent to the business teams to approve and to say that testing team has been done their testing successfully. All right. Please go ahead, watch the software development test life cycle video and then watch this one. Otherwise, it will be little hard for you. Thank you so much for watching the video. Thank you so much, and you guys have a great day.